All right, everyone set. We'll let head coach Cooley open with an opening statement.
You know, that was a great Big East game. Georgetown is continuing to get better. We thought we were going to have Epps, just couldn't do it. I appreciated his. I just appreciated his fight to try to help us. But that's why that 17 all-in means a lot to us, right? Everybody has value. Everybody has a piece. And I thought we beat a very good team. I thought we beat a tournament team. When you look at Xavier's last 4 or 5 games, right down to the wire in each and every one. I thought we were physical. I thought we were tough. I thought we were connected. I thought we were edgy. I thought we had great leadership from these two gentlemen right here. And I thought the silent heroes of the game was a freshman and a sophomore. Caleb and Drew Fielder played great, right? They did a lot of the little things that are not on the scorecard. And these guys did all the heavy lifting, but they did little things that go to winning. I'm just proud of our group. I'm proud of our toughness, very, very proud of our discipline, right? We turned the ball over a couple of times really late. We had a couple of pick sixes, but we didn't lose our composure. And that talked about growth. That really, really talked about growth. And again, in the Big East, you got to try to win your home games as much as you can, right? We're in the middle of this. We're in the beginning of this gauntlet of a schedule, right? This is our first of 4 games in 12 days. So, we're a little banged up. We got to get some guys rested. And then we get on the road and obviously go play, in my opinion, a top 2 or 3 team in the country in Marquette. And I think they are as good as anybody in the country in the Final Four contender. But today, proud of our men. We grew up today. We really, really grew up today. And I couldn't be more proud of these guys that are at the dais with us.
Let's open with Patrick Stevens from the Washington Post.
And the defense in particular, when you were able to force them into half-court situations rather than transition, just what did you feel like went right there, and how well did you execute what you wanted to do with that?
Well, our staff did a great job preparing the men this week, right? We had a week off. I think they're as good as anybody that we've played against in my career in transition since Sean has been there. They do a great job. They have multiple ball handlers, multiple decision makers, and we just wanted to go helmet on helmet, body on body, and it was urgency. And that's where I thought our team grew up. They took a scouting report, brought it to the game, and executed a game plan. And we tried to be as much 5-on-5 as you can. As you know, it's hard to score body to body. Pros have a tough time scoring body to body. So again, uncontested shots go in. Contested shots, most of the time you're going to find yourself in a good situation to get a rebound.
With Jaden out, how much did Malik's assertiveness on offense make a difference for you?
That's why he's here. This was hopefully a aha moment from him setting the table. Like I told him, he has to be the chef, the maitre d', the door opener, the door closer, right? He's got to score it, pass it, defend, right? But you know what? That's what his role is. That's what his job is. And then Peavy is the Army Swiss, again, elite defensively, right? We really challenged him to rebound, which I'm really proud. Double-double, my dude, right? Really challenged him. Again, I thought our men were dialed into little things, really dialed in, and again, really, really proud. Not having Jaden out there is tough, right? I mean, you lose your leading scorer. And to play like that, to play edgy like that, and everybody that got in did a great job.
And Malik, how did you feel like you were able to handle that situation? Obviously, you have played without Jaden in the past, at least a game, but how did you feel like against this level of competition, what was kind of on your plate?
Yeah, I just knew I kind of had to step up today with Jaden being out, and then trusting my teammates, just seeing what the other team was doing, and I felt like I was getting good looks, so it was a day to score.
All right, Marcus Washington.
Hey, Coach. Multiple times, Coach Miller, who's in here before you, mentioned the level of physicality that you guys played with throughout the game. Was that the level of physicality that you would like to see from this team throughout the Big East season, where an opposing coach comes in here and must set physicality at least 12 to 15 times?
I still think the Big East is the soul of college basketball. And that's the brand that Georgetown wants to play. We said from day one, toughness travels, physicality travels, discipline travels, and I thought our team over the last month is demonstrating that. Defensively, our alertness, but the physicality of the game, toughness travels. Play with your chest, play with your feet, play angles, be disruptive, right? It wasn't so much our offensive execution, it was our defensive execution that helped us with this win. And again, I think Xavier's really good, really, really good, right? They've had some really, really tough losses, right? And again, Sean is one of my best friends in the world. We've been fortunate to coach USA basketball together. We won a couple of gold medals together. So we're pretty familiar with each other's style. When you look at probably the last 3 or 4 or 5 games we've coached against one another, for the most part, it comes down to the last minute of the game, right? It's a chess match, and, sometimes you're fortunate and win, and sometimes you're unfortunate. But I have all the respect in the world for Sean Miller and that staff. I think they do a great job, and I believe at the end of the day, they'll be a tournament team.
And Malik, you drove the ball. I know you hit your threes, but you threw the ball to the front of the rim several times today. Talk about just how you've learned to use your size to an advantage where they see this little guard coming in, but you still finish over top.
Yeah, I know I can shoot the ball, so they got a guard up on me, and then I know I'm quick as well. So if I feel like I can get a step, I try to beat him to the rim. Coach wanted me to play off 2 feet more. I feel like I ain't do that good today, but I was able to finish at the rim on shots that I worked on. So.
And Micah, Conwell, that's their top 3-point shooter. He came in here playing well, fouled him out. He did not have the game we expect. Just talk about taking on the challenge as a team defensively to really take him out of his comfort zones.
During our scouting, we said how good of a 3-point shooting team they were, and Conwell was their leading 3-point shooting. So we just keyed in on him and tried to make everything tough. Try to make him take 2s instead of 3s. We just keyed in on him and tried to make him take tough shots.
Mike Gray?
Coach Mike Gray, Hoyer Report. What was your message, and also the team as well as message to Jordan Burks after this game like this?
Stay with it, right? You never know when your number's called. I thought his energy, I thought his athleticism and length was disruptive at the rim. He went up, got a couple of really, really big rebounds, right? And again, when you're trying to move 14 new players and put them in their strength, in the strength of individual success for team success, it's a lot of moving parts, and those that buy into it fast and really embrace their role are the ones who have the greatest opportunity to get playing time. And I think he really did that over the last week, so I'm really proud of him.
Yes, sir.
Peavy, you and Sorber had an animated discussion going into a late timeout. He wanted the ball, basically. How do you think you guys fed him the ball? How well do you think you guys fed him the ball today?
I think we tried to feed him the ball a lot today. Sorber's a really good player, so they try to double him every time. So like I said, we try to give it to him every time, and that's just Thomas is my brother, so we're gonna have heated arguments like that. But after the game, we hug. That's my dude. So it was nothing.
It's just like at Christmas and in New Year's Eve and Thanksgiving. You're at the table, somebody's getting cussed out, right? Somebody's getting yelled at. By the end of the day, you say Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Easter, and you hug. I like that. That tells me there's care. But also, Thomas is at the top of a scouting report. They're not just going to let this 19-year-old come in when you're playing against Fremantle all-league player, right? Those guys are big physical guys. So they took the challenge to him, and Thomas did a really good job with his composure, right? Made the 2 free throws when we needed it late in the game. But again, he is a high-level player who's going to have a lot of attention. So again, the backside of the defense was right there, and that's what he was talking about. So I got your back on that, bro. I got your back on that, right? Everybody else, I'm pretty sure y'all would have turned that shit over too.
Mac, recount that. It was a short roll to Thomas, really good execution, maybe in the last minute and a half or whatever. What did you see? How did you execute it?
Just trying to read. I'm trying to read the pick and roll. Sometimes looking for the pocket pass or whatever. They was in the drop, so I kind of just got to the mid range, and I seen Tommy out the corner of my eye rolling hard, and I trust him every time, so I threw the pass to him and he finished.
Thank you.
Right here.
Coach, you touched on it, but Xavier and Creighton, those Big East schools, they're great and veteran teams. How do you think a team filled with freshmen and sophomores can guide them to play so maturely on both offense and defense?
I give our staff a lot of credit, right? We work really hard to talk about chemistry, love, care, share for one another, make it about the unit, make it about the group. You got to give, the we never mean mentality. And again, we may be young, but we have some talented, tough young men who have a will and a want to try to get better. Our goal is to try to get better each and every game, and I thought we really, really grew up today. If I rewind this back to West Virginia, I don't know what the date was. Again, we lost that game, but man, I thought that was a pivotal game. I thought we were tough. I thought we connected. We just didn't make enough shots late, and they did. But I thought we really grew up that day, and it's really showed its head today. So again, if you can get everybody to love, care, and share, think about the overall team versus me, you're going to find yourself in a good spot.
Thank you. And Micah, how did you realize that the mid-range was the best way to manipulate a physical defense like Xavier's team?
Like Sway said, they're in drop coverage, so that mid range is always there. So I mean, I feel like I'm a good mid range shooter. So every time I can get it, I'm gonna take it.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to John Titel.
Coach, your bench did not make a single field goal today. Obviously, it didn't cost you, but are you concerned going forward that like you're either running out of players or running out of healthy players or anything like that?
I didn't even realize that. You know, when I looked at I'll look at the stat sheet a little bit more. I didn't realize that at all, right? Obviously, you know, you shorten your rotation if guys are rolling a little bit, right? Hopefully it doesn't come to hurt us. I don't think we're running out of players. I mean, we are banged up a little bit. But if we could win a game and not score off the bench and defend that way, the guys that came off the bench did a great job defending. I think Burks had 3 free throws, if I'm not mistaken, right? So he was on the bench and came off and had 3 points. And if we can do that and get in arguments and miss a couple of free throws and still win, that tells me we're getting better. So I didn't even realize that, but I think when opportunity knocks again, those guys will come in and make some plays. And I think Curtis also made a free throw, if I'm not mistaken. So it wasn't a complete, zero, but we did get contributions. Sometimes it's not in the scoring column, it's what we do defensively. If our identity is toughness and defense, Georgetown's gonna find himself in a lot of game. And all I ask our guys every single day, get us to that 4-minute timeout, plus or minus 1, and we're gonna be in a winning column more often than not. That's where I trust our staff and our preparation.
Go to Jeremy and then Dave Preston.
Micah, Caleb's similar size to you. He's rebounding like a demon as a freshman. Did you see this coming as a guy that's kind of mentored him a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, every day we battled in the summer, and that was one thing. He's hard to keep off the glass, so he made me better boxing guys out. But yeah, I saw it coming for sure. What do you have? 5 offensive rebounds today? It's crazy. So yeah, he's doing his.
He had 4 more offensive rebounds than everybody.
He's doing his job very well. And, yeah.
Dave?
Malik, 20 of your 26 came after halftime, including 3 threes, and you guys as a team had not connected from outside the arc in the first half. What do you feel you were able to take advantage of in the second half?
Just playing through the offense, taking my opportunities to make a play, and I felt like I was open on certain shots, and I know I can make certain shots because that's what I work on. So just reading the defense and having a feel for the game, reading the game, and knowing where I can get my shots off at or where I can find my teammates. And today was just a day where I can get my shots off.
He's being really modest.
And the Musketeers came into this evening the best 3-point shooting team in the Big East. You guys hold them to 1 for 10 in the first half, 5 of 19 throughout. What was the focus? What was the execution tonight?
That's all the players and concentrating on what the game plan was, right? Try to be 5-on-5 as much as we can. Try to take away transition. They got 15 points in transition. I think 10 of those may have come off of turnovers. But he's being really modest. He said, "Coach, get me the goddamn ball." and when you're delivering like that, because we see it, right? That's what preparation does, and I'm really proud of him, right? He was doing the offense, but he wanted the ball, so I was really proud of him.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.